Tombe. Good morning. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you better?
Fantastic. Tombe, talk to us. What advice do you have for Anonymous?
My advice for Anonymous, firstly, she's very brave, I don't lie, but as daddy, I'm not judging her.
Okay.
But I think the aspect of marriage can be sorted out. She must just talk to Obaba. If Obaba is in agreement that now he wants to get married to Anonymous, they can merely go to Home Affairs, get a marriage certificate, and then they introduce the marriage certificate at a later stage with stepdaughter. But also number two, it's easy like that because leaders, when it's been a lengthy period at Rolando Baba, and I feel that they are all it doesn't make sense and it doesn't give her any legal standing whatsoever.
Sure. Anyways, who over to receive? Who made them jaw?
But whatsoever, because the relationship now is both parties are in love. So what must happen?
We'll leave it right there. Thank you very much, Tombe, for the call and advice. Let's head on over to Jack out in Rustenburg. Jack, how are you doing? Good morning.
Hello, I'm fine.
Awesome. Jack, what's your advice?
Yes, I know that mixed oil and diesel, I'm telling you. Why can't he do this? Because I can't sleep with and he said the neighbors of the mom is next. What about the father? And I understand he got a problem, but his problem, what I can say from God, and they can, yes, he mix oil with water, and they can mix. What about the day of the wedding? If they can continue. There's gonna be a problem. I don't even let them know. From God.
Right.
Can I say something? Yes, what I can tell Anonza is just mix oil and water.
No.
Nothing can do. You saw? From God.
Yeah.
Have a nice holiday tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
I will see there. I will see there.
Thank you.
Hey, Tara.
Sure, Jack. Jack Malas. All right. Voice notes. Let's take a listen.
Good morning, goeiemorgen.
Morning.
I feel like Anonymous is trying to justify her promiscuous ways using the whole situation with the daughter. At this point, you're supposed to be able to sit down with your man and tell him everything that troubles you in the relationship. Sleeping with the son is not going to help. The problem is still going to be there. It's not going to go away. When you're not going to sleep with the son once, you're going to sleep with him again and again and again. So what does that say about you as a woman, as a person? You don't respect yourself. You don't respect the whole concept of marriage or relationship. And when the wife finds out, what do you think is going to happen? Yo, guys, you need to stay away from Amadota Band. Like, Anonymous, please, you just need to be careful.
Good morning, guys. Anonymous, I feel like my sister, you're not yet matured for this situation that you find yourself in. Me saying that's because you still feel the temptation to go and sleep with the son, even though you know the son is married. I feel like my sister, you don't know what you want yet. Just leave the grandfather or the father and just pursue another relationship where you're fully satisfied with your needs, and just leave this family alone, man. I feel like you're gonna cause a lot of chaos in the family, and it won't be nice. It's gonna end in tears. So just leave the relationship.
You killed me, grandfather.
Give me ideas.
You giving me ideas? No, it's okay, in closing, guys.
I just feel like, Anonymous, you don't have proper intentions as far as this relationship is concerned. And it's your relationship with your colleague, with the little brother.
And Zuma's bid to remove Downer dismissed, and bad news for consumers as prices increase. Good morning, I am Kopeti Dilokwe. The High Court in Pietermaritzburg has dismissed former President Jacob Zuma's application to have lead and prosecutor advocate Billy Downer removed from Zuma's arms deal corruption case. Judge Bosnati Khili says he'll give the reasons for his ruling at the end of the trial. Zuma suffered setbacks in both the Supreme Court of Appeal and the Constitutional Court in his bid to continue his private prosecution of Downer. And there's bad news for consumers as prices increase to a 4-month high. According to Status Say, latest data, the consumer price index increased to 5.6% in February from 5.3% in January. Chief economist at Efficient Group, Davi Ruet.
The inflation number of 5.6% was slightly better than what I've expected, but we expected a bit of an acceleration in the inflation rate, so I'm not too concerned about that. I think inflation is likely to remain at these kind of levels for the next couple of months and thereafter start gradually to decline a little bit further, of course, depending on what's going to happen to the exchange rate of the rand and the international oil prices.
The South African National Editors Forum is warning media organizations to exercise caution when reporting on election polls during the campaign season. SANEF says it's noted the release of several polls about the upcoming provincial and national elections. SANEF Executive Director Reggie Mwalusi.
We have an audience that we need to report to. We've got our responsibility as journalists is to ask much more harder questions, to ask better questions, and not just take any other poll, and then use it to whatever the sample, whatever methodology that they used, and we use the poll.
The Biden administration has warned that a Texas state law on migration will negatively affect American border security. Although the law is still subject to legal review, it is one of the toughest. Peter Bose has more.
The White House says it fundamentally disagrees with the Supreme Court's ruling, arguing that it violates the U.S. Constitution by interfering with the federal government's power to regulate immigration. A senior Mexican official has said the country would not accept migrants who Texas state officials attempt to deport under the law.
Recap of our top story this hour. The High Court in Pietermaritzburg has dismissed former President Jacob Zuma's application to have lead prosecutor Advocate Billy Downer removed from Zuma's arms deal corruption case. It is 3 minutes after 11. I'll be back with your headlines at 12:30.
SABC News, independent and impartial. When we said it's where it's at, you know where it's at, we were just getting started. And that was just the beginning. Hashtag. The starting blocks. The first steps on the journey to where we really want to be. When our address didn't match our ambitions, that's not where we wanted to be. When our minds were undernourished, that's not where we wanted to be. When souls were trapped by reality, that's not where we wanted to be. Where we want to be is inspired.
Anyways, 9 minutes after 11 a.m., third and final hour. Don't forget, coming up next, before we say goodbye, it's all things the breakaway note with Given Baloyi. He's on standby just to give that inspiration that you need. Whether you are sleeping, my child, our crucial role in protecting our lives and assets. So my break, I hope that when you hear me say insurance, you say, I'm sorted, I'm good. Maybe you got a brand new car yesterday and you said, insurance, I'm happy to go. Next day, please, can we end that insurance cover? Being appropriately insured is very key. So, what happens when we are overinsured or possibly underinsured? How can we navigate this?